Okay, everyone, welcome this Tuesday evening to our class sponsored by the Sandy Granite Family History Center. So this evening, we're pleased to have Christy Pugh present to us. She's going to give us an introduction to Ancestry.com and talk about how synchronization of information between FamilySearch and Ancestry works. That's a very popular feature in Ancestry. Christy has been a long time Temple and Family History consultant at the Granite Family History Center, and she recently received a new calling. She's on the executive committee and will be in charge of outreach and innovation. Sounds like a dream calling. So we will be muting everyone during the course of the presentation, and then at the end, we'll reserve a little bit of time where Christy will be available to answer questions. So feel free to participate at that point. So Christy, we'll turn it over to you. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Bob. So I am going to be teaching on Ancestry.com. This is my favorite family history website. I just love it for all of the features and records, and I love that it works with FamilySearch. It's great because we all need to use FamilySearch, which I love as well. But I just very happy with this site, and I've used it a lot. So that's about all I can say about my expertise with the site. I just use it a lot. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Normally Ancestry.com, like if you're going to take a class on it, you'd probably have to take multiple classes to learn all the features. So I'm going to kind of give you an overview, and then I'm going to spend the last half talking about the syncing feature with FamilySearch. So benefits of having an Ancestry account. I'm just going to start with, I don't know if everyone already has an account, but just in case you don't, I just wanted to kind of go over, the benefits and how to get the account. So having a backup of your FamilySearch family tree is really important. FamilySearch family tree is a one world tree, it's a collaborative tree. So you have multiple people working on it, editing it, changing things you may have put in. So it's really important that you have a family tree that only you can edit and work on. So you don't put something on FamilySearch and then tomorrow it's gone and you don't know what you had on there. So it's really good to have this backup. And you could also have a lot of records on Ancestry account. There's 27 billion total, and that just keeps going up and up. And there are 100 million family trees. So these are just everyone's personal trees that you can actually search and look on yourself. So a lot of information, a lot of people using it. And then, you can do your DNA test through Ancestry, and then you can have those results tied to your family tree. So this actually helps. There's a feature called Through Lines, and that allows you to connect the DNA with the people on your tree, and then Ancestry will actually find connections for you. Like they might see through your DNA that you may connect to someone else's tree, and you'll see. I'll show you the feature as we get into it, but that's just one of the things you can do with the DNA. Then you have printing services. So this is like posters, photo books, things like that. Just kind of fun features that you can do with your tree. That costs money, of course. I think they go into another company, a third party that actually does that. But they will use your Ancestry tree in order to make those products. And then there are a lot of learning tools on Ancestry as well. There's something called Ancestry Academy, which when you go on that part of the site, there's videos, just a lot of online instruction there for particular localities or topics. There's just a lot of information you can explore. So if you don't have an account already, if you are a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you can actually have a free account. And this is a really great benefit. The website, you can see right there, familysearch.org/partner access. That'll take you right to it. Or if you just Google FamilySearch Partner Access, that'll you'll be able to find it. And it's a great benefit. You get the World Explorer account, which is not the ultimate, like the prime account on Ancestry, but it does have a lot of records from all over the world. It pretty much is the premium account. The only thing more you get with the premium account is there's access to newspapers.com and Fold3, which is like a military database website. But getting the World Explorer account normally is $300 a year. So you're really saving a lot of money by getting this. And when you access this free account, you can start off your tree by importing the first 4 generations of your FamilySearch family tree. So it kind of just helps you start the tree right off the bat. And we're going to kind of go into that. But first, I'm just going to show you real quick how to get that free account. So when you go to that website, you're going to see this page, Access to FamilySearch. You're going to scroll down. And you're going to, so you can see that there are multiple sites that you can get for free with your LDS account. So you want to do Ancestry.com, you'll just click on Join for Free. And then you're going to create your free Ancestry account. If you already have an Ancestry account that you're not paying for, or even if you are paying for it, you can connect this free account to the already existing account. So I suggest if you're already paying for a subscription, I would wait until that subscription's done, and then I would start your free account. So then if you're starting from scratch with your free account, you're just going to click on, create your free account, and then you're going to see this pop up. And basically it's saying, we're going to access your FamilySearch account information in order to create this link. And then you're going to start your Ancestry account, a subscription, which is going to be a separate account than your FamilySearch account. So you need to choose your preferred language. And then you're going to create a username and password. So your username will just be your email address. You just put that in, first and last name. Then you're going to create your password. And then you're set. You've got your membership details. You can see in the middle of the screen there, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it says Free Church of Jesus Christ / Ancestry membership. So that's how you know this is the account you're getting. So it's a free account, kind of indefinite. How long it will last, I don't know, but I say just use it while you can. And then you're going to start your family tree. So you can, as I said before, you can import the first 4 generations from your FamilySearch family tree. So first of all, you're going to name your Ancestry family tree. So just whatever you would name it, your surname or whatever family line you're doing. And then you're going to want to check the box, allow others to view this tree, because this is important, because if you're going on Ancestry and you want to, learn as much as you can, get as much information, it's really good to collaborate with other people. So if other people can see your tree, they can contact you, you can share information. And I just really appreciate it when other people's trees are public and I can just see everything. But as you can see, you won't see any living information, any living people, and you won't see any LDS ordinance information. So I say go ahead and check that box. And then it goes ahead and imports the tree. And then it's uploaded and your tree is there. So you can see there's other ways of getting a tree onto your Ancestry account. You can just create a new tree from scratch. You can do just like we did, import a tree from FamilySearch, or you can upload a GEDCOM file, which basically is just a format, kind of like a universal format that different family history databases use to compile information or trees. So you can get like a tree from another website and make a GEDCOM file, and then you would upload it to your Ancestry, and then you would have it on Ancestry. So that is an option. After you do this, you have options to import or create other trees, so you can have multiple trees on your account. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing, or not stop sharing. I'm going to get off the slideshow. Now, this is what it looks like when you have your tree open. So this might be what your tree looks like after you've imported the first 4 generations. So the first 4 generations includes you, so you're the first person here, and then your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. So those are the 4 generations. And then you can see mine keeps going. I've got arrows here that take you even further. So you actually have the option of importing more. If you take the end of the line person, I will show you later how you can actually import 4 more generations just from this end person. So you can just keep importing from FamilySearch if you'd like. I suggest not to go too far back, just because the further back you go, the more likely the data is incorrect. You've got many people working on the same person, and it just might not be correct data. But if you are confident in all the data, then I would say go ahead and import more generations. Or I'll show you too, you can import people one at a time as well. Okay, so what do you do now? So Ancestry actually sets this up, so it kind of helps you along. So it kind of gives you some ideas of what to do. So these little green leaves here, these are called hints. And basically what they are, they're matches, kind of like on FamilySearch, what do they call them on FamilySearch? Are they hints as well? Basically, there's a record match to your person. So when you click on the leaf, okay, so it shows me I've got 2 hints, and these are 2 records that Ancestry is matching to my person. So this is my great-grandmother, Glenna, and this is a New York Index to Birth Certificates. Looks like it's her own birth certificate, and those are her parents, and that's her birth date. So I feel very confident that this is a record that matches her. So I'm going to show you how I can attach that to my tree. So I'm going to click on review. Okay, and that gives me a little bit more about the record. I've got the birthplace, I've got the resident address, the certificate number, and the parents and mother's maiden name as well. So I'm going to click yes, this is a record match. So on the left side, I have the record and the information that's extrapolated from that record. And then on the right, this is my person and what information I have of her on my tree. So I can compare side to side, and I have the option to move information back and forth. So you can see here the birthplace has Bronx in it, and I don't have that in my tree. So I'm just going to check it, and you can see it's just going to move that information onto my tree. Now I could move this information as well, but I'm pretty confident that this is her middle name. This might have been another name she had maybe was baptized with or something in Sweden. So I don't know if I really want to move that over and change what I already have, but you know, I could probably write that down in my notes or something, and just to know, or I could go back and add that as like an alternative name or something. But I don't want to change it, so I'm not going to check it. And then here, so there's 2 other people mentioned in that record, her parents. And I know they're on the tree, but they're not recognizing them. See, her father, his name is Nils Enoch Jonasson, but he Americanized his name, so it's not matching it to her dad on the tree. So I'm going to, instead of checking, if I check it, it's going to make another father, so it'll be like she has 2 fathers. I'm going to check not a new person. And see, there he is there, Nils Enoch Jonason. So I'm going to select that. And what it's doing here, it's just allowing me to attach that record to him. And same thing with Olga. I know that she's on there. That's the mother. I'm going to select that. And I'm going to attach the record to her as well, just because they're mentioned in the record. So then I'm just going to save this to my tree. And that's how you attach a record. So I could go and do the next one. And, you know, sometimes there may be a lot of hints that you can go through and check to see if they fit with your person. The nice thing about finding more records is you get more information, maybe more dates that you weren't aware of, and you may get more people that you're not aware of as well that are mentioned in the record. So it's worth it to look through all those hints. Okay, so then, let's see, where was I gonna go to next? Okay, let's go back to the tree. Okay, so I just wanted to show you another thing that you can do just by looking at the tree when you first open up your Ancestry account. They give you this, there's this new feature where it shows potential mother or fathers here. And what they're doing is they're matching your tree with another person's tree on Ancestry. So they're saying, and this could actually, like I said, with the DNA, this could have to do with that as well. So if I click on potential father, I'm going to review details. So I can look at this and I can say, okay, there's these dates. There's no records attached. I'm kind of strict about not pulling information into my tree without having sources or records that really validate this information. So I probably wouldn't just go ahead and add her as the father. But the nice thing is it gives me an idea. It gives me something to work with. So maybe I can find him myself and find a record and then attach it later. But you can see if you click, where is this information from? It says PO Genestem created by PO. Okay, so it's another person's tree. So this person has, I'm just going to close this, Cicella, John's daughter, with those parents. So it's nice that this feature is kind of great. It kind of gives you a little bit of a hint on, you know, people that you could potentially add to your tree. But like I said, I'm not going to just do it. Here's the mother. It gives me some information, but again, there's no records attached. So I wouldn't just automatically add them on, because if it's incorrect, then I'm just putting bad information on my tree. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the person page, and I'm going to use Olga as an example here. So you click on profile, and we'll get to the person page. So this page has a lot of stuff, and I just say click on everything. You know, learn what all these links go to, all these buttons. You can see you have an option to add comments, merge, connect with other people. You can edit relationships, delete the person. Just a lot of features that you can work with. But just an overview, we have a timeline here. So we've got her birth, we've got places where she lived throughout her life, immigration information, marriage, all the way to death and burial. So your timeline can be pretty full there depending on the records you find. And you can see, so here are my sources. These are Ancestry sources. So these records, I found them all on Ancestry. And then other sources, that could be FamilySearch or other websites. These are some records that I found on other websites. Okay, and then on the right here, we have the family, and we've got father, adopted father, mother. If you want to look at siblings, you can click on siblings. And then you have spouse and children. So it gives you a nice page that just shows you a lot of things. So now let's say I want to do a search. So she doesn't have any hints, but just because you don't have any hints, that doesn't mean there aren't any more records on the website. The hints are just what Ancestry, they use their algorithms and they're able to match, but sometimes they don't get all of them. So I would like to find out more about Olga. So I'm going to do a manual search. So I'm just going to go up here to in the upper right where it says search, and that's going to make a search based upon all the information that I have on her already. And so they're going to try to match records. So I'm going to go ahead and click on search. Okay. It starts off with a tree. And so you can see there's somebody that has her in their tree and with a lot of the same information. I know it's my dad's tree, so we have a lot of the same information. And then here in green, these are just the records that you already have attached to Olga. And some pictures, which I already have. So the first thing that pops up to me that I don't have is this Sweden emigration registers. So I just look at the information here, her birthday, this is an estimated birth year, which is close. And then her departure date of when she left Sweden. So I'm going to look at it a little more closely. Okay, so this is a nice record because you can actually look at the image as well. And I always suggest to do that because this information here that's transcribed, sometimes they don't get every little bit of information that's on the image. So I always say click on the image as well. I'm just going to show you that. And then you're just going to have to zoom in and find her. So here it is, Olga Hedstrom. And see, here's a little bit of information that I don't think was on the little transcription there. Helsingborg is where she was born. And so I know that because I have a birth record. And then it has her age and where her destination. So this is making me feel pretty confident that this is a record that matches her. So I can either go back or I can click save right here. I'm just going to go back. Oh, it took me back further than I wanted. So I'm going to click on it again. Okay, so you can also save from this page as well. So you just click on the little arrow here and you just say, save this record to Olga. Okay, so again, we have the record on the left and we have the My Tree on the right. So looks like when you're looking at it side by side, looks like I already had this information. I must have gotten it from another record from when she departed. And I have obviously more information under the birth fields. So I'm not really getting a whole lot of new information from this record, but that's okay. I'm glad to find as much as I can. So I'm going to click Save to My Tree. It's not going to change any information, but it's just going to attach the record. So let's see, where did it put it? There it is there, Sweden emigration. And when I click on it, it's going to show me the information that it is linked to. So here's that departure, June 15th, 1894. So it's showing, if I clicked on departure, then I can see, okay, what record shows me that? And you can see it takes you right to there. So I love that feature because when you see information like birth, whatever, so, and you have all these sources, it's nice to be able to see, okay, which source actually verifies this information. So if I click birth, it's pretty much going to be everything. But like arrival, if I click on arrival, okay, that's just one record that shows that date. So that was a New York passenger list. Okay, so that's a little bit about how you find some more records that don't show up as hints and how you attach them. Okay, so let's go to, I kind of wanted to show you or kind of show you an example of sources that are on Ancestry and not on FamilySearch, and how that benefits you. So let me go to my grandfather's brother, Harry Jonathan Newman. So he has a Social Security death index record. And you can get that on a lot of websites, FamilySearch, Ancestry. But Ancestry actually has another database, and that's called the US Social Security Applications and Claims Index. I don't know if you can see my cursor here. So that actually gives you a lot more information. So I'm going to show you Harry on FamilySearch. So here he is, FamilySearch. I'm going to go to sources. And it says it's not available. Okay. So I'm going to go to his Social Security Death Index. All right, so what do we get on the Social Security Death Index? We get his name, surname, state, he was born, his age when he died, and then his birth date and death date. So let's see what that other record shows us about Harry. I'm going to go down to this Social Security Applications and Claims Index. I'm going to click on View. So this is all based on that Social Security record, but this gives you more. We have Jonathan Newman. I don't think we had that. Nope, we didn't have that. That's his middle name. We have his race. We have a birthplace to go with the birth date. And oops. And we, oh, where did he go? Let me move this thing. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, I gotta just click on it again. Okay, so then we've got his death date, which was on the other record, but we also have his parents. So that's a huge thing to find names of the parents if you didn't already know them. And then the Social Security number. So this, having Ancestry all by yourself just for that is just, it's a great database. So if you have ancestors who from the US, then you know, that can help you to build your tree. All right, another feature I'd like to show you on Ancestry is the card catalog. So this is a great thing to know about. You click on search in the upper left, and then you go down to card catalog. All right, card catalog. So this is just like an A to Z list of all the records on Ancestry. Right now it's sorted by the date it was added. So this is a nice feature too, because you can see what's newly been added to Ancestry. So everything that has this green new shows you, you know, these have just been added, but you can also sort it by title, date update, record count. And I'm not going to go into this too much, but basically if you just use the title or the keyword spot there, you can search for anything. You can do the place, like if you just say, I want anything with New York in the title, then you click search and then you'll get all the records that have New York. You can filter it by category. If you want birth, marriage, death record, census, just what kind of record you want. You can also filter it by location and by dates. So great feature if you're trying to pinpoint your search into like one locality. And let me show you too, once you have connected your FamilySearch account with Ancestry, you can do a search on Ancestry from FamilySearch. So right now I'm on Harry on familysearch.org. And let's say I've explored all the records for him on this site. And now I'm ready to search Ancestry. And you can also do this as Find My Past, My Heritage, and these other ones. So you click on Ancestry. It's going to make a search based upon the information that's on your person on FamilySearch. And it does the search for you. And so here are the matches. Here's that one record that we just looked at, and a lot more. So a lot of these are already on him. So there is that part of it. It didn't quite register what I already have on my Ancestry. So that's why it's important to search right from Ancestry as well. But it's a nice feature if you want to jump from one site to the other. Okay, so now we better get into FamilySearch syncing. So I need to move this little, I don't think I can move it. So my tabs are behind the little thing on the top. So let me see if maybe I can, maybe I'll just type it in. So I want to go to Ancestry. I'm just going to go back to Olga and go back on the tree. So FamilySearch syncing, this allows you to move your FamilySearch information on a particular person to your Ancestry person and vice versa. So it's a great feature for sharing information between the two sites. It also lets you add people that aren't on one tree or the other. So if you don't have a particular family member on your Ancestry tree, but they exist on FamilySearch, you can move them over into Ancestry. And you can also do it the other way. You can move an Ancestry person relative into FamilySearch. So I'm going to demonstrate this. I want to start with Anders. Okay, I'm going to do Anders person to show you how this works. So I'm on the person page on Ancestry. In order to use the syncing feature, you have to use it through Ancestry. You can't use it through FamilySearch. So what you're going to look for is this little icon in the upper right. That is the FamilySearch logo there. So when you click on it, it's going to want you to connect to somebody. So there might be multiple people that they're showing as matches. So if you really want to find that exact person, then you want to go to FamilySearch and make sure you find that ID number, because you might have two people that have similar information, and but you want the one that's on your tree, that's connected to your direct line there. So I know this is the right person, so I'm just going to click on him. And then it pulls up the information from FamilySearch, and you can kind of look at it side to side. You can see, okay, the relationships are matching and information's a pretty good match. So here's an important thing. You don't want to click Add to FamilySearch. If you click Add to FamilySearch, you're going to just make a duplicate on FamilySearch. You're going to say Connect Person. So you're connecting this person on FamilySearch, Anders person, to your Anders person on Ancestry. So I'm going to connect. Okay, so this is how I know it's connected. I've got another little icon next to the tree, and let me show you what this means. I'm going to click on it and I get this drop down. So the check means that ordinances are complete. So if I didn't have complete ordinances, or if it was in progress, I would get something else. Can't remember what it is now, but it'll be a little icon that indicates that you the ordinances are in progress. And then if you have a little green arrow, that means that you can reserve ordinances. So that kind of helps you out. So you can't actually reserve it from this page or this website. You would go back to FamilySearch to actually reserve the ordinances. All right, so what else do we have here? We have Compare Person on FamilySearch. This is how we're going to look at the information about my person on both sites, side by side, and we're going to move information back and forth. I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. And we can also view this person on FamilySearch. So if I click on this, I'm just going to show you, it's going to take me right to that person on FamilySearch. So this is a nice feature too. Like if you don't want to lose people, if you've got them connected to your people in Ancestry, you can always find them and go directly to them on FamilySearch. Then we can add relatives from FamilySearch. I'll demonstrate that as well. And then we can disconnect. So if you don't want that connection anymore, you can disconnect it right there. So I'm going to show you the first feature, compare person on FamilySearch. So here on the left, I have my person on my FamilySearch tree. And then here I have him on my Ancestry tree. So I'm going to look at them side by side. So we have the name, which looks the same, so I don't have to change anything there. If I want to see what sources are on each, you can see that can take me directly to those sources if I really want to verify. Like if this had a different spelling about his name, then maybe I would want to look at one of these sources to see that. And then here you can look at the sources, if I had any, on the Ancestry tree. Again, with the gender, you can look at sources and both sides. And now I'm going to look at birth. And birth, we pretty much have the same thing. This one has a little bit more. It has the parish. So if I want to change that on my Ancestry tree, then I'm going to click on this box. So anything that shows up in green is an updated bit of information. So if I did it the other way around, let me uncheck it. Let's say I wanted to move this one over to FamilySearch. I would click it and you can see here, it's updating it on FamilySearch. But I think I will do it the other way because this one has a little bit more. Now the death, you can see there's a difference here, 1807 to 1821. So let's see. So I don't have a source on that one. There's no source on this one either. So I don't think I would go ahead and change it again, because if I don't have a record that tells me this is the death date, I don't think I'll move it to my tree. So I think I'll just kind of wait on that. But, you know, if you have a little notebook or something, you can always just write this down and do some more research, and maybe you can find a record to verify it. When it comes to people, you can see there's the people in the FamilySearch tree that he's connected to, spouse, children, and then on my Ancestry tree, spouse and children. And you can click, you can see they're all linked. So if you actually want to click on any of these people, you can click on them and look at them more closely. But on this page right now, you're not able to move anybody or add anybody. And I'll show you how to do that. And you can see there's obviously more kids on FamilySearch than there is on Ancestry. And that could, I mean, you can see it might have to do with duplicates and things like that, but it's just kind of good to see that, just so I know, and I'll kind of look more closely into it later. And then we have sources. So these are the sources that are on FamilySearch for my person. And we have quite a few, but it doesn't look like we have any on my Ancestry person, except there's one. This is a Swedish database where I got that information. So let's say I want all these records. I can just go ahead and click on them. And so they're going to move these sources to my Ancestry tree. And you can just click on as many as you want. A lot of times Ancestry has the same database as FamilySearch. So if they do have the same one, I might not want to do this because I know I can just find it on Ancestry and attach the records there. But I'm just going to go ahead and bring them over. So I'm going to click Save Changes. All right, so you can see it added all of these sources from FamilySearch that I just pulled over. And let's see, oh yeah, so it also updated that parish too. So great feature for moving information back and forth. Now, let me show you how to add people. So let's say I want to add relatives from FamilySearch to Ancestry. So I'm going to show this example. So Karen, Andrew's wife, I'm going to click on her. So on my ancestry tree, she does not have any parents. And now let's look at her. Here she is here on FamilySearch. I'm going to scroll down. So on FamilySearch, she does have parents and a brother. So let's say I've looked at these. Again, I like to emphasize looking at the records and the sources to verify that this is true. And let's say I did that, and I can say, okay, these are definitely her parents. Instead of having to just type them in manually on Ancestry, I can use this feature to add them right from FamilySearch. So I'm going to click on the icon again. So we're on a new person. So again, I have to connect her first to her on FamilySearch. And let's say I verified that ID number. So you can see it ends with 8BX. I go to FamilySearch, I can see her ID there is 8BX. So, okay, I know I'm connecting the right person. So I'm going to click on her. And once again, we're connecting, we're not adding. Make sure you do that. Connect. And here you can see the little arrow icon. So she does have information, or she does have ordinances that can be reserved. And actually, I forgot, if you can actually request them from here. If I click on request ordinances, it'll take me to her ordinance page on FamilySearch, and then you can request. So I'm going to add relatives from FamilySearch. This is when I'm going to use this feature. And it's going to show me, so there's her parents, which I don't have on the tree, and then all of these children, which I have many of them on the tree already, but the reason why they show up is because they're not connected to FamilySearch. So if I click on one of these kids that's already on my tree, what it's going to do is it's just going to make that connection with my kid on Ancestry to the kid on FamilySearch. But father and mother don't exist on my tree at all, so I want to add them. And you can only do one at a time. So I'm going to click on the father, and then I'll click continue. But before that, I just want to show you this other option. So when I was talking before about how you can add 4 more generations to the end person on your ancestry tree, you can pull in 4 more generations from FamilySearch using this feature. You would just click this. And so if you have 4 generations, it's like 4 or less, whatever you have, it'll just pull it right in. But I'm just going to add the father. That's who I want to add. And to add the mother, I'm just going to have to go back and do it again. So one at a time. So I'm going to click continue. It's being a little slow. Let's try it again. I'm just going to go to the tree and then add relatives from FamilySearch. I'm going to click on the father, and then I'm just going to hit continue. So this is telling me this is what's going to be added to my tree. That's his name, his birth, and his death. Let me click on save. And there he is. And let me just tell you one thing. When I go to him, you're going to see, so it did just add the birth and the death. If there's other information like christening, burial, for some reason, it doesn't bring that information over. So you're just going to have to go and do that compare feature, and you're just going to have to pull that information over manually. Another thing that doesn't automatically come over are the sources. So again, you would just go to compare and you would add those manually. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back and I'll just show you that again. Let's say we want to add Karen's mother. I'm going to click on the tree, add relatives from FamilySearch, and then we're going to add mother Elin, Olaf's daughter, and then continue. And then it's going to bring over her birth and death. I'm going to click on save. And there you go. And so I save time, you know, the time of typing it up and everything. But also these two will automatically be connected to FamilySearch as well. So it kind of saved me that step of making the connection. And you can just keep doing that with family members. Or you can do, like I said, you can do the 4 generations all at one time as well. Okay, so now I'm going to do it the other way. So let's, we want to add somebody that's on Ancestry to FamilySearch that doesn't exist on FamilySearch. So for this one, I'm going to go to John's Petter Anderson. Let's see if I can click on that other tab. Where is it? Okay. Let me just go back to the tree. And I'm just gonna go back to my home tree here. So this is John's Petter Anderson. All right, so John's Petter Anderson Hedstrom, his parents are Anders Person and Sissela, John's daughter. So if I go to FamilySearch, here he is, and he doesn't have parents on FamilySearch. So I want to add them, and I'll just do it right from Ancestry instead of having to type them in. So this is how we do it. We're just going to go to our little tree again, FamilySearch icon. And once again, we need to make that initial connection. And I'm just going to make sure this is right. 88R is his name or his ID. And that's it here, 88R. I'm going to go back and I'm going to make the connection. I'm going to connect him. So I'll show you when we're going to use the add feature, but right now we're just going to connect. Okay, so he is connected. We're actually going to go directly to his parents in order to move them over to FamilySearch. So I'm going to go to Anders Person. All right, so in order to add him to FamilySearch and have him connected to his son, John's, I'm going to click on that and then see, it's going to say there's some possible matches here. You know, you could go back to FamilySearch and search these ID numbers to see, okay, maybe he does exist on FamilySearch Family Tree. He's just not connected to my ancestor. So you could do that first, or if you've already done that and you know he doesn't exist on the tree, then this is when you would click Add to FamilySearch. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to say these people, he's going to be connected to John's Petter. And I'm going to click Add and then OK. Okay, so you can see here, there's this little exclamation mark. You can see what that means. Basically, it just means he's on there. He just needs more information. You can see when we moved him on, he really didn't have any information. There was no birth or death or anything like that. So that's just kind of a little bit of a alert there for you. So let's see if he moved over there. So I'm going to go back to FamilySearch and I'm going to refresh my page and we'll see if he pops up. And he did not. So this is an example of when that doesn't happen, because for some reason it doesn't always happen. So I'm going to go on John, and I'm actually going to go back to Anders. So the way I'm going to find Anders, see where they put him on FamilySearch, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click view this person on FamilySearch. So he's on there, but now he's just kind of floating and not connected to anybody. So you can see there he is, no spouse, no children, or no children and no parents. So like I said, that feature doesn't always work. It creates your person, but it might not connect him in the right spot. So really easy to fix. All you need to do is you're going to copy his ID number. And then you're going to go back. So I'm just going to go to recents. I'm going to go back to John's Petter, his son. And to add him, I'm going to click add parent. And I'm going to add by ID number. And then I'm just going to paste that number. And there he is, Anders. And now he's in the right spot. He's connected as the father of John's Petter. So let me just show you this one more time. We'll do it with the mom. Okay, so mother is Sissela, John's daughter, and I'm going to go to the family tree icon. And I'm going to assume that's not her. I'll just say that I already checked it out, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add to FamilySearch. All right, so I'm going to add it. Click OK. All right, and we can do the refresh again and just see maybe it'll work this time. I'm just going to refresh this page on FamilySearch. Okay, so did not do it once again. So we're just going to go back to Ancestry, and we are going to find Sissela. We're going to go to the tree icon, and we're going to view her on FamilySearch. It's going to take us right to where she is because we just added her. And we're going to copy her ID number because once again, she's just floating. Well, actually, they did connect her to Anders, if that's the same one. That might be a different one. But let's just copy her ID number. And then we're going to go back here. Oh, see, I think I know what it did. It probably, because that's him, it just added her as a spouse. If I go to Anders, now I'm going to really confuse everybody. But if I go to Anders, it did add her as his spouse, but it didn't make the connection with the child. So if I look at here, see, John's is connected to his dad, but now not his mom. So there is a way to fix that. And I probably won't go into that, but basically I would just add him as a child here, or I could add her as a spouse here. So it would just kind of reconcile that and kind of clean that up. But most of the time that feature works. So you'll get that person right in there where they're supposed to be. And then you don't have to type it all in. And, in this case, we only had a name, so it really wouldn't have been a big deal. But let's say you want to move somebody to FamilySearch or the other way around that has like a lot of information. This makes it so much easier by using the sync feature. So, okay, and let me just tell you a few more things before we go to the questions. So sometimes you will not see a tree at all. So let's say you're on Ancestry and this icon is just not here at all. So why is that? One reason could be you're not in you don't have an LDS account, or you haven't made that connection. So you're just on Ancestry. If you don't have that LDS account set up, you're not going to see this feature at all for FamilySearch Sync. Another reason could be because the person's alive. So you can't do this, you can't use this feature when you have a living person. You can't make the connection with FamilySearch. So that would be why you don't have a tree. And I think I went into all the rest. information that doesn't transfer from Ancestry to FamilySearch. That could be marriage, christening, burial, and sources. That those things don't transfer well between. So you'll have to kind of do that using the compare feature right here. So, okay, and to end, before I go to the questions, just wanted to show you the family history guide, which can really help you out with more learning for Ancestry. You can see Ancestry here. You can click on these links on just how to work these various features of the tree. And that would be a good resource, I would say, to if you want to find out more. Okay, so that's it. We have a few minutes for questions if anyone has any.
Thank you so much, Christy. Yeah, if you have any questions, Bob Ives will be unmuting you, or you can unmute yourself to ask.